Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of Gans processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve, become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to the 246th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, November 1st, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond and I'll be host today for the members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's show. We also have Mark as a co-host. Thank you, Mark, for continuing that function. And I think we're ready to begin today's presentation. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hello, beautiful souls. I'm a little nervous, but before I read this, I just want to share a story because I just wear white t-shirts and, well, it used to be blue jeans, but now it's sweatpants. And I was in a bank one day and I looked at this lady and she was wearing, to me, was a god-awful uniform. And then I thought of everyone dressing like I did. And I thought, well, how boring. And at that moment, I appreciated the diversity in humans. Like, if there's something different, that's beautiful. It's not wrong. It's just not the same. Okay. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of the Creator. Thank you. I am present. Blessings.
I am present. Thank you, my dear Diane.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for your beautiful words, reading this beauty and totality. We are here to create the peace by elevation, and we are here together. We will help, we will support humanity. And this is the way, things will go. This is some few beautiful words from great poet Rumi. I will say that because humanity has to prepare, and how the preparedness will be. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. So the love is from within you, my dear. Create this peace, create this love. Be in the emission, transmission, transmutation of this process. And welcome. I will say welcome, welcome to the Suswagatam to the beautiful beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Welcome to the beautiful energy of knowledge seekers, truth seekers of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Welcome, welcome to the beauty and totality of all universal souls, all over, in all love. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. So with love, we started all this. Beauty and totality. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here are the wishes, and I welcome, we welcome Moshfik, dear Moshfik, to read the wishes. Thank you, Moshfik.
Okay, so here is the first wish. We, the Universal Council, wish we become one nation, one planet, one universe, one soul. We are present.
We are present. There is another wish, my dear Rick. Yeah.
Okay, here is the second one. We, the Universal Council, give through our soul for the world's uniting as one planet, one nation, one race. We are present.
We are present. Thank you, my dear Moshfik. Thank you so much. These are the wishes that is always, this is eternal, when we are living, we are in a civilization, we are in a way of love, we are in the condition of love from within, then everything is like, like turns into this intention of giving wishes and blessings. So here we call, in India we call niyat and dua. So here is the way we do wishes, my dear beautiful souls. As we are all universal souls, we know how it is, and we have to understand to open the door of our heart and soul. I mean, especially our hearts to each other, to understand the way a home works, a family works, how it works in a way. So without this love, even in this physicality, what is with you doesn't even matter. So thank you. Thank you again. Salam, namaste, salute. Can we go to the next slide? Yes, here again is about the 5 minutes of silence as we are elevating the soul to create peace, as it has always already is here, and just we are enhancing this process by elevation of all souls and we are keeping 5 minutes of silence, as this is the way we do. We all do these elevations in this silence, in this love. For the elevation of the souls of the 5+1 peace negotiators, the souls of the IAEA, all souls working for peace in Vienna, the soul of humanity, the souls of all world leaders and religious leaders of planet Earth. And I will say all souls of humanity. So the moment of silence starts from now. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so, so much for being here. Yeah, with the, I mean, I will say that with all the love on behalf of all those who sometimes in this unknowingness also. So thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Rick, can we go to the next slide? I welcome Herbert from Austria, beautiful and very, very wise knowledge seeker, hardworking indeed. Herbert, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Suswagatam, my dear. Please.
Yeah.
I can stop sharing and then he can share his video. So if you want to do that now, Herbert, or would you like to share or
yeah,
later?
The question is, do we first this project or the food guns? Whatever you want. When we start with the filter unit, with the project, we can start with this one and later speak about the food guns.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Do you need your video for this part or for the next part? How does that go?
You can start with this video if you have it, right?
No, Herbert, it's just a picture.
It's just a picture. I don't have the video, at least not handy. I might have it somewhere. I think we did show it at one point. I didn't. Let me see if I can find it.
For sure, you are better to find it than me, or to handle it, to bring it up.
Remember where that came up. Let's see here.
While Rick's looking for that video, perhaps Herbert could give us a little bit of a background of how this system came about to be developed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so good evening, everybody. Hi, it's my pleasure to be on the team now. I was invited by Jacko from Dutch UC. Yeah, it was developed by being in Africa. So it was in 2008, 2009, when I was there. My wife is from Uganda. Unfortunately, 6 years back, she moved out of my home, but my heart still beats for Africa. So when I was there, I saw how people suffer of not having good drinking water. And then a friend of mine, which I know from many years, I heard from him, he developed such type of filter unit with ultra filtration. He developed it for Africa, where it could be used without electricity, and after filtering, the water does not need to be boiled, can be drinking directly after filtering, because the membrane of the filter is so fine, is 0.015 micron. So bacteria cannot go through. So I thought, wow, this is what I want to make and to help people there. And at that time, with my private money, very little, which I have available, I bought the elements and built the first unit down there in Uganda. But then when I did not stay there, came back to Austria, somehow this vision or dream was still alive. And last 3 years back, a company I'm working with asked me if I have, because I'm selling bouncing castles for children since 20 years. And this client asked me if I have something else to offer for a one-day event for people, for big company to do, which makes sense. And then I said, yeah, maybe we can manage to organize it that way that teams of people can assemble such unit. And then the contract came. And then it took quite 4 months to prepare for the event. And then the event was on the 25th of May this year. The sponsor for this event was Hilti. And we built 13 units of these filter units in 4.5 hours. So many things were prepared, the frame and so on, but everything else was done by a team of around 15 people in these 4.5 hours. And then the units came back to Hartberg, where my cooperating partner is. And then we had to somehow repair a little bit things. And it was then shipped on 24th of June to Uganda. 2 months on the sea and 1 month on the land, almost 1 month on the landway from Mombasa to Kampala. And then in end of September, I had only 2.5 days left before I left Uganda to distribute the first 6 units. Now the NGO, which is there taking care of it, they continue to install it at the schools. So I see you have found the video.
Yes. So yeah. Do we play it with the sound and everything?
Yeah, you can play it from the beginning.
Okay. Okay, this is about a 4-minute video, and we'll begin now.
Having been in Africa, experience situations in the village where people have no water or dirty water, was my heart's wish and desire to develop or find ways to make life better for those people. And so I came to hear about a way to do it, and with a friend together we developed this kind of filter system, which is a standalone unit where you don't need electricity to filter water. It filters water bacteria free, which you don't need to boil after filtering. This was important. The people don't need to boil the water before drinking. And it has a big capacity of filtering. It's not just a home, one family unit, but for a big community, for big schools, a big community, up to 5,000 people, even 10,000 people, when just counting the drinking water. And it's so simple, it's so easy, it's so quick, and you can use almost any water. Almost any water. Very good is rainwater. Collect the rainwaters from the roof and use this as the raw water, or the river water, or if you have deep well, use that. And through filtering it, you can be sure, as you have seen, drinking this, I would not dare to drink it directly, but after filtering, you can easily drink and be safe. Yeah. So it's our gift, it's my gift to your nation, to your people, to your children, to enjoy good, healthy life. Thank you. Show you now the raw water, which is like this, and we filter it. Open it. A lot of dirt comes out here. No, stop. So, this is before filtering and after filtering. Prost. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Herbert.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you saw in the unit, I have built in, this was my gift to the schools, some elements of the plasma technology. In this picture, in the back side, you see the blue housing of a filter where I have put in Gans balls to enhance the filtered water, and also placed nano-coated copper plates in the housing, left and right side, and one in the back side, to build up the field in the housing, so to enhance the water, so that they do not have only the clean drinking water, but also enhanced high quality drinking water. Yeah. So I have. It was a long story to import the units into the country of Uganda. I was there in 25th of August, and also the units arrived in Mombasa just one day earlier, and I thought, yeah, in 1 week they might be in Kampala, and then I have 3 weeks to deliver. But this was somehow tiresome, and only 2.5 days before I left, we got out the units from the customs, and we had had the chance to deliver 6 units. There was very nice welcome by the school. My stepson, so the eldest son of my wife, he is part of the NGO who is taking care of the units there, with some community members. Community, in German we would say Gemeinderat, from different parts of the town and other places also. He engaged them also to find schools who would need it most, and so they prepared the schools actually were not so well prepared because they did not know what to expect. And one thing was funny, not funny, because it was not easy to convince the schools that they may get something for free, because their experience is so many people have promised they will get support or so and never got something. So it was not so easy. So for this moment, not all of them are delivered yet because they have exam time now, and a few schools said, please wait until these exams are finished, and then we are welcoming you. I understand this. This is just even not a drop on the hot stone, as we say, Tropfen auf dem heißen Stein, for the problem of water situations there. But anyway, because this unit has a very big capacity, without electricity, you can filter 700 to 900 liter per hour. So, of course, not one person will pump 1 hour. They can exchange. So in 2 minutes, a 20-liter jerrycan is full with clean drinking water. I also checked at home. I did not know before if only gravity with a 4-meter higher placed tank, if this gravity, this pressure is enough to filter through the system. So I did it at home. I put the container in the first floor in the bedroom, up there at the window, and through a hose pipe, 3/4-inch hose pipe connected to the filter unit. And I was surprised that it was enough to filter 10 to 11 liter per minute. This is around 660 liter per hour. And this is also a very good capacity. You only need to open the clean water tap and the filtered water comes out. So it, I think it is a good beginning, having made the experience of the situation in the country there, and I know how to build them. To assemble them is very easy. So someone can learn it in 2 days, 3 days. And I have a vision of even making a factory there, because transportation of with the frame and so is more expensive than just shipping the elements and making it there. My vision is and wish to have assembling factory there to produce 100 units a month. So this could make some big impact for the people there. So these 14 units which are there, they are for the 14 schools. I counted the members of the schools where 13,000 children can have now clean drinking water every day. And even if they have enough raw water to take water home for the family. So something, a drop on the hot stone, but still something. And I just can repeat that I'm very thankful for the donor, that it was possible to realize this wish, and for my partner company who organized the contracts and everything what was needed for the event and the shipping and so. So everything was paid by the donor. And I'm sure new donors will be inspired. And when they see that the people, the children, it makes an impact on their health, on their performance in the school, it will inspire other people to do something good. I could show a few pictures how to. Can I share the screen?
Yeah, I'll stop sharing and that'll make it easier.
So I see. School. We'll stand the phone. So I need to go here.
Yeah.
I'm not so familiar with the.
Yeah, what you need to do is get your picture up first, and then you need to stop sharing because you're sharing your whole desktop and you don't want people to see that.
Yeah, okay. So I go out. What did I do now? Did I lose you?
We still see your desktop. You need to get your picture ready first and then share. So stop sharing first.
How to go back there? How to stop sharing?
You should see it at the probably at the top of the screen.
Okay, yeah, sorry for that. So how to go there now? I need to make this smaller. How do I go out? Yeah. Yep.
So if you get your picture ready first and then select share.
This one folder, then one by one. This is not big. So now I try there. Again. So you see now. You see this one, Uganda in the center? Do you see it?
Yes. Okay, I'll put that up on the screen here.
Okay, yeah.
And
so for people who are not familiar, where's Uganda and the neighbor countries? Kenya, the neighbor country, Gatwa, hello. Yeah, it is in the heart of it belongs to East Africa, exactly at the equator. So next, so this this where the 14 units were loaded in Hartberg on the container. So here. So this, now you see the unit from inside. I reveal some secrets. Here in the back, the big one from down to up is the ultrafilter. It has a filter size of 6 square meters. So I chose the one I built before was smaller, just with 2 square meters. So I chose the bigger one for easier filtering and more capacity. It's a pre-filter. That side is a hand pump for filtering, and this side hand pump is for back washing of the main filter. So bringing in the raw water. So this is in hand pump, down here a pre-filter for the big stuff, and then the main filter, and then after filtering it goes into the plasma enhancement element, and then it goes out here as a filtered drinking water. And with this hand pump, first we can fill this water tank with clean water, and then with the hand pump from the backside, push the dirt out from the membrane, so to clean it. The filter does not need to be changed. According to the producer, the lifespan, when it's treated well and correct, it may last for 6 to 8 years. Here you see we especially made the water dirty in Hartberg to see how is the outcome after filtering. So really all elements are filtered out. Not filtered out are elements which are dissolved in water. So it cannot filter out salt or pesticides which are dissolved in the water. But the main problem in Africa are bacteria. So, and this is in one of the schools with a little bit more than 1,000 children. Before they received it, I asked them how much water do they supply, drinking water do they supply for the children? And they said, yeah, we are only able to boil 2 jerry cans. So 40 liter, they have boiled water, and the rest, the kids mainly drink the water from the rainwater tanks directly, because the 40 liter is just for the stuff, not much more. Here you see the unit, and this school, they had prepared a very nice welcoming event. Also the Schul inspector, I don't know how you call it in English, from the region was there. This is a governmental school. The headmaster of that school, this is my stepson here, Derek, and he's community leader there. And there were a headmaster of 2 other schools for the training they came in here. This is another school. What touched me so much was to see so many children. If you know how how the population growth is in Uganda, in 2010 there was around 36 million people, and now 2022 they have almost 50 million people, 49.7. And I was thinking, how are we Western countries where the population is going down, becoming older and older, and people don't want to have children? And there I felt those souls, they are pushing in so hard. They want to be there, even though the circumstances are so difficult. And many do not survive the 5th year of their life. So 4 of 10 children, I wrote, do not survive the 5th year. But still those souls, they are pushing in, they want to be here in this special time to experience this change to world peace and to a new way of life, to be part of this historic moments. I felt it so clearly. and it was so nice to see. Yeah, even the community leader of that region, they made a big banner there to welcome us, and yeah, so it is really inspiring, and I would like to inspire you to go there, to leave your comfort zone in Europe or somewhere, a good place to experience Africa. Of course, India or South America are similar places. It is good to leave your comfort zone and go and live with the people and see how they live. And you will be inspired, and you find ways, simple ways to help. I have so many ideas what I could do there, and I see my future in Uganda coming very soon to be there, to live there. Yeah. It's just a selection of a few pictures. The schools, they will report, I hope so, regularly how it does impact the children, because the donor is very interested in seeing how is the effect. Does it make a difference? Does it help them to have less sicknesses? Because until now, without this unit, there were so many cases of diarrhea and even typhoid, which can be very, very harsh. And I'm sure it will make a difference. And when they have enough to drink, because usually they have not enough, and they even reduce their drinking because it is not available. And then dehydration of the body is the result. And the development, the growth is not how it could be. So do you have any questions concerning the unit or something you want to know about the project? No questions?
Well, Fried in the live stream says, thank you, Herbert. Very impressive and inspiring.
Yeah.
Jefferson in the YouTube says, what a wonderful way of giving and serving, Herbert. Thank you, and we are present in your wishes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Herbert. Thank you, Herbert.
Yeah.
We are present in all of your wishes, and I know the feeling you shared about these children, the people coming with huge, many people children are coming, rushing towards you, welcoming you. This is the emotion that you understood, and we understand that, yeah, this welcoming should be, this is needed, the welcomingness. And here I can see they are welcoming you in so much love. This lacks in so many countries, even in India. But seeing these students, even the officials are with you, it's so welcoming and so satisfying, like this creates this satisfaction that, well, where I live in India, I am not so welcome. Then Africa, other countries, those who are welcoming this this mechanism, is so much beauty and totality that filled our hearts with love, So then we understand that anyway people don't want, or they don't want, the beauty and totality is going on, you know, and then we feel this oneness. I can see these children, they are so, I mean, so much curious to know, you know, and this is our generation next, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you for the detail and sharing, Herbert. And I hope we all will be able to create this path as you have created. Beautiful project you are doing, Herbert. And I also I have also many countries I want to do this type of project. Beautiful project this is, like Afghanistan and Syria, like these places. So thank you, Herbert, for this is a very, very strong emotion of love we felt because of you. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you.
Thank you. So if you find someone in India who is interested in these units, I can teach them how to build them there.
Of course, I will. If I am heard, you know, I am connecting with people. What I didn't do before, but now I think maybe, I hope and I wish also, maybe someone will come from any community, because here is the very vast communities, groups, castes and systems, and they don't accept things in a way the people of Africa accepted with the heart and soul. So here in India, I will try my best, Herbert. If there is anyone from any,
this is
thank
something
you.
different. I have no idea how the communities work. You know.
Yes. I have seen this oneness in Africa, in many countries, but here I didn't feel that much. But as we are communicating with the soul, I wish maybe someday someone will come to ask me that we need this pure water, pure energy, kind of that, you know. So this is the way we will go forward. Thank you, Herbert, for asking. Thank you. If there are any question, beautiful souls, you have to ask Herbert, you can ask now. Thank you. Welcome.
Herbert, thank you for your blessing to all these children. And as we heard in the video, if you changed their life in the matter state, then you're worthy to join the universal community. And water is so important. My question is, why is the water contaminated? Is it surface water you're filtering, or is it coming up from a well? I know they have trouble pumping. They don't have the electricity to pump the water up from a well in certain instances, but where is the contamination? Is it surface water, lakes and ponds that they're using?
Yeah, it is from fecal disposals, because, you know, the population is growing so fast. They're building huts and places and houses with not enough latrines. So the surface water in the rivers or even in the deep wells is often contaminated by fecal bacteria. Actually, the best water they can get is rainwater, to collect from the roof, to have the gutter and the rainwater tanks. But even most people cannot afford to buy the gutter and the tanks. So they rather go to the open well and bring a water home, like you have seen in one of the pictures, the two glasses, a really brown, dirty, open source water. And when they have rainwater tanks, they have concepted the tanks that they will never clean it inside. So I would concept them differently so that you can regularly clean them inside and let the dirty water on the bottom opening out, and then have at least a better quality of rainwater. Because when the leftover, the sediment is always in there, and the tanks are usually black, so they warm up in the hot sun. In the warm water, the bacteria more quickly multiply.
Mm-hmm.
So their problem is not like in the West or in Europe, the chemical contamination. It is more the bacteria contamination.
And when you say fecal matter, you're referring to cholera here. And I know Mr. Keshe mentioned this a couple workshops ago.
Yeah,
so that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is cholera, it is diarrhea, it is typhoid, which comes from contaminated water. This is the colibacteria, which is one of the worst.
And you said, excuse me, you said
yeah.
4 out of 10 of these children do not make it to their 5th birthday.
This I read recently in a study which was done 2 years ago in Uganda. This shocked me very much.
Well, hopefully with all the discovery of gold recently or in the past number of years, it's just starting to be developed, I think. And they do want to keep it inside Uganda, the processor, and not let the there'll be plenty of funds because obviously these units are not made for home use. They're more for a village or a city or a town.
Yeah, this is not for home use. This is for community churches or schools. In Uganda, they have around 10,000 schools with 1,000 children or more. Let that sink in. 10,000 schools with 1,000 children. This is 10 million children in the schools. This is the average age in Uganda is 17 years. So more than half of there are like 41% below 12 years or 13 years of the population. So there are so many children. I really was feeling that they cannot come in here in Europe. Yeah, those souls, no chance. Even if the life would be much more comfortable and easy, they come there because people don't have the concept everything must be perfect. So
beautiful and inspiring. Thank you, Herbert. I think Gail had her hand up.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Herbert, are you able to hear me clear?
Yes, I hear you clear. Thank you.
Good. I'm checking. I thought you said asbestos. Are the roofs asbestos or grass or aluminum? What do they use?
They use iron sheets.
Okay.
Corrugated iron. No, not aluminium. Iron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Painted iron, or so that one is not that bad.
It's not the worst, but it's of course not the best. But
yeah.
I have a question.
It's the cheapest one, yeah.
Are in Uganda, are they able to grow hemp?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet that. For
Why
sure,
I'm asking.
For sure, it
they
grows.
should.
Yeah, for sure it grows.
I would wonder if, I mean, we can make what, 1,500 objects out of hemp in the building industry.
Yes,
and
yes,
wouldn't
sure.
they be able to do the eaves troughs, you know, to capture water from the roof? that almost could be a school project in a way.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah. I'm already working on something which I have started 10 years ago, but did not finish that one, to test to clean water with moringa seed. And at the moment at home, I have the test running to how much seed is best to purify the water from dirt and even bacteria. And this is something which would be very easy there because moringa is growing there. They have plenty and they just need to know how to make it, how many days or how many hours it needs to be applied. And then this can be done very fast. The teaching how to do. I'm trying to do it, make studies, make a difference with using CO2, not CO2, copper Gans water added to that mix with moringa seed or with copper Gans water alone, which is the most effective setting to have bacteria-free water. For the moment, I have only I have only the way to someone who is checking it with a dosing route or with a biotensor, and when I find the best way, then I will check the water in a laboratory. Yeah, you know what I mean? Maybe I have. I stop sharing and I look for that.
Do you mean using moringa seeds and COO to be a part of a filter instead of having to bring in a filter?
Yeah, even not using any filter. Just what I'm trying now. Give me 1 minute. Oh no, I have it not on the computer. I have it on the phone, but no access now to that picture. Just mixing the seeds of, I think it is 7 or 10 moringa seeds, are grinded in a mortar, make it fine, put a little bit of water to it, and then this one mixed to a 3-liter glass jar. So for a 3-liter, now I have put 10 seeds, grinded seeds, and mix it to the water. And it's astonishing how quickly the moringa coagulates the floating elements and even bacteria, and it settles in a much shorter time than just when you leave it without anything. And this is easy to teach them and to to apply it. Just they need the container, the moringa, they have the knowledge how to do it. When it's more effective adding COO, copper Gans water, than just moringa seed, then I teach them how to make copper Gans. Because for copper Gans, they have the wires and everything what you need to make the copper Gans.
Claudia was asking if you can share this video in the various telegrams so we can share your work.
The video which was before, at the beginning?
I'm assuming so, yes.
Yeah, okay. With pleasure.
The Keshe African knowledge team he shared in, and the Americans, the so on and so forth.
Yeah, okay.
Herbert, it's Dean here. May I ask you a question? Thank you for your beautiful. Hi, Herbert. Thank you for your beautiful presentation, Herbert. Thank you for the wonderful, the beauty of your soul and what you share and what you're giving to.
By the way, Dean,
Africa.
thank you. Dean, by the way, thank you for making the video.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
For setting the video. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. You know that it was a joy to do it for you, Herbert. So my question to you, Herbert, would be: this is the Universal Council, and this is like this is a project for the Earth, and this is the project for all the beautiful souls that are present. Some of the children in Africa. We look at all these beautiful children in Africa, and I think of all the children around the globe, the planet, and there are countless millions across all the continents, and they all have various different needs and requirements, whether it's water, whether it's food, whether it's emotional readdress, rebalance through the environment. So do you think that that with your intentions and your thoughts, the seed that you set when you you came up with this thought in your consciousness, and then from this is blossomed, it's showered this into something spectacular that's about to become a wave, a tidal force that's going to sweep across the whole of the planet. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, it will do. Do you think the emotions will affect the waters that you and the intentions you put into the water will affect the souls that receive the gift that you're giving?
For sure, the water which goes through the filter units, because it is also inbuilt the plasma elements. Yeah, and the wish and the intention. We know we can clean water just by intention. We can raise the energy level of water just by intention. And we don't need the middleman and the tool. If we can have a pure intention and a strong wish. Yes.
Beautiful, Herbert. Beautiful. So you know, you and I, and all the panelists and all the people present, probably listening, many of the knowledge seekers, are very aware of the conscious ability of us as these walking suns. We see all these souls present before us, and they are all suns, and they're all giving, and they're all receiving, and they're just receiving this wonderful plasmatic gift that is being brought forward by your soul, that has been initiated through the knowledge that is being shared across the planet globally, and it's a magnificent thing. Yeah. There is one thing I'd like to say, that I look at this picture, and I know we've been said before not to show pictures of children. It always strikes me how pictures of and in Africa freely you can do, but if it was in Europe, a different environment, different condition, then things are much stricter. So it's funny how different field strengths filtrate through all the different aspects that we have throughout the foundation, and throughout the teachings and the knowledge and the ethos that we share all the time.
Well, Mr. Keshe, I have to remind that Mr. Keshe still has a policy not to show pictures of children. So this is definitely an exception. We don't normally do this because it induces a certain emotional response, and that's taking advantage of the children in a way. And you're supposed to get permission for every single soul that is on the video. So we should actually get permission from each of these individuals for use of their image and all of that. But Mr. Keshe just bypasses everything by just not ever showing pictures of children. That's the policy of the Keshe Foundation, just for future reference.
Okay.
Question for Herbert. Again, thank you very much. Inspiring. Has the international aid community looked at your system, inquired about it, or have you contacted them? They seem to always be raising funds to help with these kind of things, but water so essential. Has any of the larger international aid communities contacted you or vice versa?
So far not, but I want to do it myself with the Austrian development office, which they have an office also in Uganda, so headquarters in Vienna, also for the import of the units there, because we had so much problems with the taxes and VAT there. And definitely I want to try it the way, at least to import it next time through this agency, to have it problem-free imported. So not for sure. And I know that we will open more ways for people who want to have a good heart and have some money available for a good purpose to find sponsors. Okay. So I close the sharing now.
Herbert, is it open?
Yeah. Yeah, please ask.
Are you
Hello.
looking? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. I'm checking. Now, Mr. Keshe's, I think the technology to create water out of the air, out of our environment, can that be a part of your system? I mean, you're going to have, I don't know if it means cleaning the water a second time. I'm not sure how it works.
You know, everything what helps and the technology is available will be part of this vision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not limited to my way of doing things, but somehow I feel it is necessary to create an infrastructure also to bring in, if there's the technology to distribute or to take care of the units then there, and the training and so on. So starting with a smaller project, it takes time to train people there, as I experienced. For things which we would use in Europe 3 or 4 days, you need to count there 3 or 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm in an African area in South Africa, and I'm thinking we have this school and they have the water tanks. We can use that and we can learn how to collect the water from the roof, because the roof is good and they still have the pipes to catch it. So I think it would be good. The only thing we have to worry is where we put the machine, because people will come and dismantle and use the metal for their house. So yeah, we have a few limitations, but I'm very interested in what we're doing.
And therefore, placing them in schools is a good way, because a school usually has the building and people who are taking care, and it is locked away when it's not used. So under observation, you cannot put it on a street corner just for people to filtering it.
Yeah, that was the other thing, because they will break in into the school to be able to get the water. So there's ways you have to think about how do we distribute it so it's nobody needs to break in.
Yeah, for sure. must be under in the situations like that it is locked away, and there are certain hours where they can come with their clean jerry can
Mhm.
to fill their jerry cans.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's very good. Thanks for that.
Okay.
And thank you for everything you're doing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And one other thing, with regards to the photos,
Yeah.
you know, when we're taking pictures of anybody young in the community, we must take pictures more or less from the back so that their face is not showing. So you can take some pictures, but try not to have them facing the camera. At least that's what we were told. Oh, but thank you very much, Herbert, for everything you're doing. Thanks.
Okay, so I'm closing this now.
I also would like to thank you, Herbert. This is Jaco.
Jaco, hi, Jaco.
Hi. I think this is the first step. This is the transition between physicality and soul level. And what Gail said is exactly, maybe in time we can exchange the filters by producing devices who produce the fresh water, then we don't need the primary dirt water anymore.
Yeah.
So it's one step in the right direction, and we continue to progress, to learn, and who knows? And I think it is important to have these points where they can get the water, and when they're used to it, then it's also easy to exchange.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's really wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. For the other testing I'm doing, when I have more information, I'll let you know with the Moringa cleaning water. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Herbert. Now, did you want to share your video to do something with the Gans you were talking about?
There, I don't have a video, just my camera.
Right.
It's about the food guns. Yeah, and I thought to speak about what is usually needed is magnesium, calcium.
So do you want to share your camera then, or should I put something on the screen? You have to have something up on the screen here now.
I have nothing on this. So
did you want to share your camera or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Go ahead then. You can do that now. Ah, there we go. Let me get that set up. There we go. We see your face there now. Thank you.
Yeah. So I make it bigger. So food guns. Many of you for sure have already made it, or some have not made it. Of the lack of understanding, as Mr. Keshe usually says, or has said many times, it's about to open up the element, to make the soul of the element free for the communication with the environment, with the body. With the other ganses, we know, or you know already how to make them. And if, in case you don't know yet how to make food ganses, I'll just share how I make them. For example, magnesium. This is what I use here. It is magnesium chloride, buying from a German company. And when I have this type of material, usually the standard I'm applying is the same amount of raw material, is it magnesium or calcium or something else, and the same amount of NaOH. Maybe a little bit of KOH, but usually not. So I usually use a 24-liter IKEA box, especially IKEA box, because they can really withstand the heat well. When using this box at one time and in one cycle, I do not make more than half a kilo, or maximum 1 kilo is too much. Half a kilo of the raw material and half a kilo of the NaOH. Mixing it well with the gloves in the box, and then placing the box into big box. When putting the boiling hot water into the 24-liter box, because some elements making a lot of foam, and you would lose half of it because it is working over it. Calcium and magnesium, they don't make foam. Putting boiling hot water, and with a tool, not filling up the whole box with hot water, just as much as long there is this chemical process, not more. So to have it very strong and tense, and not too much at once, so it will not boil over. And I have also always a stick of hard wood to steer, and especially in the corners, sometimes it does not dissolve well. So go into the corners with the stick and to steer it there, so it is well mixed. And then simply I leave it overnight, cover the box and leave it overnight. And next day begins the washing process. And for the washing process, I use the putting from the small box into the big box and place it on a higher place. With the buckets, I fill it up with water and then leave it settle. And this is the different elements you use, maybe sting nettle or moringa or something else, they behave different in this NaOH solution, water solution. Some are settling very fast. After one day, you can already do the next washing cycle. And some do float a long time on top of it. More is floating than settling, like moringa. And then I use a plastic spoon and steer it on the top, always. Some will settle, the other one is not yet settling next time, so it takes more time to let the thing settle. And with let me show. With a hose like this, I fill it with water, and then when the box is placed higher, I have two pockets here, and with gravity, I let it suck out, and and then refill it with water. What you need is a pH meter to know when it is finished washing. So usually I go with the pH meter to see how much is my tap water So I come down with the washing process more or less to the same pH level like the tap water. Then I know the NOH is washed out. It's just a difference when you do the magnesium. The magnesium has the property that the pH level is high here, and is high. So around 10. So you will never finish washing it to 7.5 or 8, how it is the tap water. So because it will always go up to around 10. If you do calcium, even it may go up to 12 pH level. Just I have observed only these two with so high pH level. And it takes around, you using this 65 liter box with having like half a liter of, or half a kilo of material for Gans, it takes around 6 times washing process, 6 or 7 time washing process, then it is finished. And when it's finished washing, I usually put them in 3-liter glass jars. And then by refilling, I usually put some part of CO2 Gans water to it, so that it makes a good connection with the body. And if you have some drops, a few drops of amino acids of CO2 also helps. So this is my way of making food Gans. Some question to that?
Yes, thank you,
Yes.
Herb. Since the amino acids are collected, but they're collected in the NaOH solution.
No, I don't collect the amino acids.
Okay.
Making food Gans, because if you I steer it on top, then they settle. I think with magnesium, calcium, I don't observe amino acids making the Gans this way. Magnesium making the moringa, a lot is floating a long time. And I think because moringa seeds, they have a lot of oil in the seed. But when you steer it, it will settle and you will not lose it. Because anyway, you need to wash out the NOH.
Right, and you can never wash out all of the amino acids, even if you're rinsing out the NOH, correct?
If you collect amino acids, making the other Gans is CO2, zinc, or copper, or CH3, in the Gans process, they are floating on top. But if you collect them and put them in an extra jar, they will settle, and you can wash them. You will not lose them. But from CO2, I think I don't wash them. I keep them with the salt. And when adding to the CO2, to the Ganses, a few drops is enough to, in my understanding, is enough to add to, for example, to a 3-liter jar.
Thank you, Herbert.
Mm-hmm. So at home, I have many different food Gans. I try whatever is makes sense Usually, just at the moment, I've not running any Gans production at home, but usually I have something always running.
And do you?
Herbert, sorry, Mark, go ahead. Is that you?
No, just yeah, asking him if you were to make chocolate Gans, do you taste chocolate or promote
No,
just the cookies you're tasting?
chocolate I never made.
Well, something you did make, like an orange, you know, and transfer that. Do you actually taste it, or is it plain and you're just getting the energy of it?
I observed that there's neither a smell nor a taste usually from the from the raw material. I just made now from moringa leaves, a fresh one I brought from Uganda. That still tastes moringa and smells moringa, because the leaves, they were dried ones. Something which is important, which I observed at home, that sometimes with some types, like last set of moringa got bad after short time. I don't know why. So I usually put some, maybe 50 milliliter copper Gans water when refilling when filling up the glass with water, so that it keeps longer good.
For sharing with us.
Mm-hmm.
Herbert, it's Dean here. Herbert, I know you have many Ganses that you produce. You say you may not have many at the moment, but I know you produce many Ganses, many Gans waters. You have many experiences with the plasma waters. How does it feel around your environment with all these Ganses being around you all the time? How do you feel?
Like fish in the water. Yeah. What I really feel well is, you know, when you get age, the legs sometimes, the muscles of the legs are not feeling so, or feeling cramp. To give a massage with a magnesium Gans water, this is very helpful.
Okay, so as we get older, we need more magnesium. Is that correct? Is that what we need? Okay.
Adding to the other Ganses, yeah.
Yeah.
Magnesium is one of the main, one of the regularly used, or I take it regularly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so within your environment, Herbert, do you find that that you are attracting other souls because you have so many Ganses, you have so much of this consciousness around you and around everything that you're constantly involved with it. It's part of your makeup. You are Mr. Gans. And so how does this influence around your neighborhood, around your, you know, around your environment?
It's peaceful here. I don't recognize any conflicts. And I have so many ideas. Especially what's needed in Africa, or so many ideas what I still want to make new, trying out some things, simple things with the knowledge. If I cannot do research at home, I'm not around.
Herbert, that you're doing such a big humanitarian project there that has a great influence on many, many souls. If you could speak directly on a soul level to the people that need to hear this, what would you say to them to bring about this this beauty, this change?
Find who you are in your soul, and you will discover that you are unlimited, and the possibilities will open. There will be ways coming in, floating in. You get people know to help you. You get things on the way you have never dreamed before. So it is the time for big change on the base when you find yourself, the God particle in you, so the soul being alive and connected. For me, understand elevating the soul, for me it means, as Mr. Keshe said, also said, awareness, more awareness, awareness of being connected with everything, with everybody, with every life form, with no limitation. This is my understanding of elevating the soul, your own soul, feeling this connection and sharing it. Let the sun shine. Like when you take water from the tap, it may have a pH level of 7.5. Let the sun shine for 2 hours, 3 hours on that glass of water outside, the pH level will go up 8, 8.5, and even more. So be like the sun for all the beings around you. Thank you.
Beautiful, Herbert. Very, very beautiful. Well said, and exactly the ethos, the knowledge, the beauty of the foundation, the shine that is the shining that is your soul in this very moment, and the fact that once you've given this knowledge and you've physically given it to people. So you've physically taken out these tools to help the beautiful souls in Uganda, and then you have now just given on a soul level that is reaching across and can reach the whole of the planet and beyond. So now it's on a plasmatic level. We've gone through the physicality. Now we're going through on a soul level, and those field strengths, as we know in the Universal Council, can touch every single soul. In any dimension, in any place, all the beings seen and unseen in this very moment. And that is such a beautiful thing. Thank you so much, Herbert, for showing your beautiful face, for being present, and your wonderful presentation, and everything you're doing that is helping humanity in this very moment. Thank you, Herbert.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you too. So I close now.
Does anybody else have any questions for Herbert before he leaves the verbal space here?
Mm-hmm.
Our attendees can raise their virtual hands if they wish to. I don't see any questions remaining. Herbert, I guess you've covered it.
Yeah. So enjoy making your food, Ganses. Try it and yeah, can be applied in many ways in agriculture also.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear Herbert. So much inspiring. So beautiful. You have really, really, we understand the sunshine, what you're talking about. And and well, we are learning. This is so much enhancing level by level. Thank you for giving us this moment. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Salam, namaste, Harbor. Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever tried? Recently, something came to my mind, and I tried it before. So, if you try to let the sun shine through what you give to the sun, so that the sun can increase the shine, and it works. You will feel it. So sending out your love, I tried once, and it was so touching for me. Shining, letting shine your sun, your love out to the world. Instead of directly to the world, I send it to the sun, so the sun can reflect it, can add it to the sun rays coming in. And it was such a great experience for me.
Yes, thank you, Herbert. You know, I also want to share a little about the sun. As in 2012, when many newses are going on that the world will get destroyed and all, but that started the moment of more search, more search for truth, and somehow something pops in that. Many here in India also, many do the sun gazing, Herbert?
Yeah.
Sun gazing. And I started that, I started the sun gazing in the morning, in the evening. And a trust between the sun and me has begun, And when I started seeing gazing the sun, the sun was open to me, and I started seeing that he's giving me information like that, from inside. And I started seeing these space cities, this geometrical form all around us. That is even not the sky, and big planet behind the sun, where the spaceships or the beings are going in a leaf-like structure, and some from there also somebody was responding to your way, and my heart just felt pounding, oh, they have seen me like that, So
yeah.
So I have experienced, as you were saying so truthfully, that the sun always given us so many. If you trust, then you will see what is around us, like all the way of love is around us, and what is sky is not like that. So we can connect with the sun easily, and the sun as a teacher, will give us lots of information. And because of this information, I came to Keshe Foundation. The search was so open that I just jumped in like that, Thank you, Herbert. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So some other thought.
Yeah.
As a father or as a mother, you experience what is coming back from your child. Sometimes you are not so well, so inspired, tired, stressed, and seeing your child comforting you as a parent, or through the behavior, it wants to do something good, even if it's not perfect. It is so inspiring for a parent to see this. And when we, through our behavior, through our motivation, through our work, can touch the heart of the Creator, I think this will change so much very fast. So not always just asking for help, asking for. We have learned already so much, to put into practice, into action, to yeah, be of help, and then this communication you will feel how much comes back, even not asking, just wanting find solution to do better today than yesterday, with that intention. And then you feel ideas come and ways are open, and everything will work out. How much comes back? This I want to share. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Herbert. Thank you so much. I will say that as a woman, as a mother, as a daughter, as a housewife, the sharing of love is going on, Herbert. And the feedback is the understanding. In the level of understanding, I started to understand the love, the way of love works, you know. So the perception of love is so much like, you know, being in love, you know. So the puzzle joining, that this is love, has gone away. And the true love from inside is, with this love, I am able, many of us are able to see the real nature of what we are in. So this is the feedback, and we are going on with this. Thank you, Herbert. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So for sharing the beauty and totality, Herbert. So welcome always, my dear. Thank you. So Rick, we can go to the next slide then. Oh, this is Jacko. Welcome, Jacko.
Hello, everyone. My thinking I prepared for today fits exactly to what Herbert says before and what we shared together, and it shows that we're all working on the same item. So I welcome you all in, on, and beyond Earth, and I talk about the connection in physicality, connection on soul, and combined. In the picture, it's me standing in between the stackers in Linz. Is the design center in 2020. Was also the point where I met Herbert first time. We talked together, exchanged, and it was such a wonderful place with the fields, with the enhancement units, although they were not working, but the fields were there, and it was a real wonderful experience. When I was standing there, I had this instant connection. And it was the connection to my stackers, some 750, 800 kilometers away in Switzerland. And when I was telling this to the other people later, they asked, yeah, what did you feel? What was this connection? And I explained it by, you're calling a number, and normally if the number is not available, you get a certain tone. But in my case, it was like someone picked up the phone on the other side. Although I knew no one is there, my apartment is empty. But this connection was there. And it was the beginning of what we experience now, that we can connect to the system, and this stays. It was my first experience, and it put a big smile on my face when I was standing there. My wife was asking, what happened? And I told her, I just got a connection home. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful to practice, to train, to experience, to learn how this works. And for me, it was also something that showed what is to come. So the connection with all these systems, stackers, magraphs, cups, Everything that produces the fields helps us to understand. And as I told before, we are in a transition time. The transition between physicality. I think most of us 5 years ago, we could not imagine where we are today in the level of knowledge. So now we progress in this soul level existence. Some are aware of this and some are not yet. They need a little bit more time to understand and to learn. There will be a lot of questions to the UC in the near coming time. I want to share a picture with you. We all know this is the UNO Center in Linz, where the wonderful exhibition is. And it is written Eingang, it is the entrance. We are entering a phase where there will be a lot of questions. How do we react on them? How can we help? But also, how can we protect ourselves if necessary? First thing is, no one has the right to intimidate another soul. And that's a universal law. What if we are intimidated in physicality? We could, for example, reject ourselves to soul level, because if we are on a soul level, physicality is protected. Or we could say, as I used to say, don't hesitate, elevate. It works. And these souls that we elevate, they can react. So they can balance in the elevation we offer them. And with that, they can learn and grow. What if they don't stop intimidating? I had it also, it is many years ago, about 20 years. And although I had no clue about Gans technology, I had no clue about field technology, I used the image of a mirror in between me and the other person. What is extremely important is if we do so, we don't add and we don't take. We just reflect what comes to you. And that has a real big impact and it works. In my case, it worked perfectly. So if we are in this situation, normally we help, we support, but we should not build walls around us. Like in the early days with the castles, where they had the feeling that they could protect themselves that way. It's not the way. Souls should be open and communicate with each other to serve. And we offer this all the souls the elevation as a universal council. It's up to each soul self to accept. We do not force and we do not judge. So what's the difference now that we learn the knowledge? It is that there's no lies on soul level. Only the truth is accepted. And that's why it's so important to be and to live in the right ethos. Think, speak, and do good. The UC is like a docking station on soul level. Its connection to our universal family, to all the souls on earth, it can only work if the souls are open to each other. Else communication, like language, it will not be possible. You will not understand. We also become vulnerable by opening our souls. But please never forget, we do it in the love of the Creator. And that love is always stronger. So don't allow fear to grow. I'd like to share another picture. We have to be aware that where there is love, there is no place for fears. Always be aware of the position of your soul, where we come from and where we go back to. In a soul-to-soul connection, we can always ask questions. The soul will always answer the truth. That's what we learned. So please be patient with yourself and with the others. Like Mr. Keshe is patient with us, and we are all learning and growing. We, the Universal Council, don't write contracts with other souls. They have to write their own contracts, called peace treaty, with themselves. Physical and or in soul level, we guide them. We guide them to the right ethos. We give them the chance to become their own messiahs as soon as they start to understand. In physicality, we can offer them the kfwiki.org site, which has lots of languages and lots of information. Is there to find if someone is searching. And I had a lot of people, I gave it and they found what they were searching for. I always say, if you find something and you have questions, come and ask. Then we can discuss together and I can explain. There are also the language groups, share and exchange their knowledge in such a wonderful way. So for us, it's really, really important, never judge, never in any kind or form. Respect the other souls and their field strength and position. Don't forget, once we were in that position too, and it's not so far back in time. As my father always says, a customer is to be served like a king, but only as long as he behaves like a king. I'm grateful, dear souls, to share the connection with you. Here to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaco. Thank you, my dear, for being connected with all souls. Thank you so much for sharing, Jaco. Eric, can we go to the next slide? Jaco, you want to say something? Jaco?
No, thank you.
Hello? Oh, beautiful. You always share the beauty. Thank you.
Well, you know, if you visit groups and you hear what is there, then you start thinking about it. And I think we are at the point we start feeling about it. And then we can share together, everyone shares together, and together we grow in a massive way. And that's the beauty of everything, also of this platform. It's wonderful to be with you.
Oh,
so
thank you. You know, Jaco, I want to share as a woman what I experienced with all, but because of we have to wrap up also. But there's so much to say, and this will be in all the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace. And every soul inspires every other, you know. So in this way, we are growing from, like, we are child and we are growing This is the growing up. Now, this is the real growing up as we are growing in this way, that we have to do good in the level of understanding, say truth in the level of understanding, to care for others in the level of understanding. Thank you, Jacko. Thank you so much. So here is the One City, One Center, and we have already talked with Herbert and Jacko and every universal beautiful souls. This is the site. You can see the magnitude of the beauty and totality that is going to is manifesting. So here are some in the website of Keshe Foundation products. You can go to there and contact sales at KFM Global. Don't be a consumer, be a shareholder, a sharing person, be in the benefit of all, be in the service, and donate in your kind hearts, my dear. This is the time to transform the energy you have, you don't need anymore. So as I'm telling about even the money, so this will help many all over the world, opening more and more portals, gates. Thank you. Thank you so much. Rick, can we go to the next slide? As we have to.
Sorry, you broke up there, Sweta. Could you say the last sentence again, please?
Oh, yes, I apologize, my dear. Actually, my internet is going down and up and down. It's going continuously. Oh, I've said that we, about the donations that comes in Keshe Foundation, be in the level of understanding, in the kindness, my dear one, in the service of all, and contact the sales department and our UC member from Bulgaria, Krasimir, is there to answer you what product, but don't be a consumer. So be a shareholder, be in the service of all. That will open the gates, and that will the universal connection you are going to be. So Rick, can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, Rick?
Yes, we hear you clearly now. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. This is, again, the call to all knowledge seekers, my dear, for the spraying of the Gans water. This is, yes, and call to all knowledge seekers. This is the call, my dear. This is the call that is always there, calling the last one too. So this is the spraying. Let's get together, create the peace dome all over the planet. Use the plasma water from your cups of life 1 and 2 to make the plasmatic spraying. This is wonderful. This is out of comprehension. We made these cups. So the time is Sunday at 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. CEST time. Now it is CET time, and you can see in the Google the time, and be in this spraying, be in this spraying, in this spreading of hearts, in the spreading of soul, in the communication. This is what the universal connection is, and we are all universal souls. Thank you so much. Eric, can we go to the next slide? There's the, in the Moshan, there's a clip of, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you for participating. Please remember, every Sunday from now on until we raise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet, Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers worldwide will spread the Gans water around the world at 12 p.m. CET and 18 p.m. CET time every Sunday at the same time as they choose which time to suit them. Thank you for participating in this greatest movement by the soul of man to bring about the peace on this planet as a permanent feature of life of this planet. Beautiful. Mr. Keshe, salam, namaste to him. Suggest we had the next step to create the dome of peace with the power of our soul. We asked you to spread the Gans water each Sunday. Now we give you a new path. Now try to unite each other's souls. Try to elevate the souls of humanity, soul of humanity through your own soul to a level. It is everything comes to you, us, to a level that no one can touch the embodiment of the human race. So much beauty. Choose a time where all of you come together on the soul level in a state of inner calmness At that time, don't spread the water of Gans, but spread your soul, my dear ones. Unite, and in time, we will make a new race out of the soul of man. And then, instead of doing it once a week, do it all the time. MD Keshe. Thank you. So much beauty in this word. Our hearts always filled with so much joy and happiness. Thank you to my Messiah, Shriman MD Keshe. Salam, namaste, salute. So now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. This is the Mehran. We have to show the clip from the Keshe cosmic flight system. Can we do that, Rick, now?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Just getting it lined up, and
thank you.
We're ready to go. Okay, this is called Cosmic Flight Systems, Keshe Cosmic Flight Systems, a step in the maturity of man.
The cosmic flight systems is one of the steps that will bring maturity to man. And we especially set up to do this in past 4 or 5 weeks. And now it's been set up primarily that is ready to be adopted, to be part of the operation of what we call cosmic flights. As we have finished with your flight testing people, your mobile people are the only ones which go through this process. Those of you who signed up to become mobile, now we ask you, those of you who want to be into what we call the moon and the space development, you'll become gradually involved. We'll bring you in the way we brought, the way you came, the way we interacted with you, the mobile, what we call passengers, will be brought in, moved from one place to another, and gradually we establish a new flight system, new arrival system, because you don't fly anymore. You arrive at the destination. This is part of what we call progressive development of the knowledge for us to be. When I walked into the system this week, it was amazing what I could see. When I walked in and I felt the field forces of it, it was amazing how much, how deep I could feel to not the essence of the physicality, but to the essence of the soul. Mankind is ready to take that a step up. And as I said, the new system's getting finished, hopefully in the next 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, depending what our people do. We'll start the mobile system transmutation. As I said, our first passenger has been chosen. We have moved certain things to position in Austria that we can deliver, we can go through the process. Then we inform you as a mobile, what we call test people, what you need to do. We ask you clearly what you need to do, where you want to go, and what you have to do before we move. You live in Los Angeles and you want to be in Tehran. You have to follow a process, and systematically we get you deregistered in the United States with American customs, and we enter you into territory of Iran in hand of the Iranian authorities. You want to go to Japan, it's the same. You want to come from Beijing to Austria, it's the same. Till we establish a system that the governments feel free with a movement. The biggest enemy, the biggest block for us coming to this point will be the government trying to control, trying to keep hold, trying to confine. There is one guarantee we will give. Anyone who enters these systems and anybody comes out of these systems will be peaceful, will not be an addict, will not be an alcoholic, and will never commit a crime. This is the cornerstones of the new development of the new technologies. Step by step, we have to, in a way, gain the confidence of what we call different part of this planet, in each other, and in that process, that we don't rely on the world leaders. As I said to the American officials a few days ago, which of the world leaders you want to bring in to stop the mayhem? You don't need to take them to The Hague and go to rigorous ways of months and years of court. We want the world leaders, we move the world leaders to where, not the Americans, but where the society as a whole sees them to be fit to be there. Do we need to move the head of the states, which are what we call unjust, to a position of for them to be standing to their soldier position and return them back to their position? No man, no depth of this planet and universe is far away from our control and movement. The reality of the knowledge and the way we will touch will be shown in the coming weeks and months. As some of you know, we have started the shipment of the Universal Enhancement Units as of this month. And this is prelude to what is being achieved and what is going to be done. 6 units are getting set up to go to Arizona. 3 units will end up in the Keshe Foundation, what we call center in Germany. And then the production, which already be paid for the materials, the assembly of will start in December and in January. And we start delivering what we call the enhancement units as we have started this. We'll see, we understand, and we process the whole technology in Mongo. I hope humanity is ready for the change to come. And I hope humanity can understand the change that we bring. And I hope sooner than later, the world governments come to agree that we need to govern as one nation to be able to be governable. Otherwise, there is no way on this planet that you can hide and duck. Development and delivery of the what we call cosmic systems, which can contain the conditions of man's life in the universe, is in the process of completion. We can change keep the dimension of the cosmos fields as it is for all the universe, and change the parameters inside to the earth level, to the level of the fields of a dog, a man, a tree. You want to feel how a tree feels? Now, with the completion of the dimension of cosmic space, in a way to hold on to get everything done, is possible. You wanted to know how it feels to be from another point and place in the universe. You change the environment inside the gravitational field string and the heartbeat and the condition of the field forces of the gravitational magnetic field of the position and time and space. You will arrive there instantaneously. As I said, many of you came at the beginning, and I repeated that many times, when you said You went to the depth of the ocean. When the first knowledge seekers came and said they could feel the moon and they could pick up the stones, we didn't laugh. We just learned from you how far our technology is correct. You can feel. Now we have to give you the physicality. Physicality could not be confirmed on Moon and Mars because we don't have the cosmic ray levels that it could support the life on the Moon. Now we can. Now we have. And very soon, as I said to our colleagues in NASA, you choose. We'll take you there. And this is the understanding of the totality of knowledge of the creation. In the bandwidth of the strength of the life of the man in the dimension of the soul, we have the dimension fields of the universe and the universe. We didn't know. As we didn't know that our soul is in the center of our body, now we can move to that position instantaneously. It's for man to understand the dimension of the field forces of his creation, and for man to understand the power that this new technology will give to man. Man will live for thousands of years, millions of years on the planetary Earth dimension and size. We'll try to explain this in more detail, that gradually in the next 4 or 5 weeks, those of you who have registered for what we call mobile system, to be prepared to move. We don't want to bring you here to Austria. After the first 2 or 3 trials, we want you to appoint a place and a time on this planet. And then we move you. Then we put you there and then. And we allow you to be in that position. And you have to be prepared that whatever you receive at point of arrival, you have to accept, because that was your wish. You live in the cold places in Canada, and you wish at that time to be in California or Florida with your son or your brother. You will end up suntanned, perfect American accent, and with the clothes to be on the beach, which your soul chooses to be to cover itself. It will be very interesting. How many of you will make an appointment with your brother or your lover in the deep oceans, in a submarine, and how many of you will go in the depths of the caves to see if I can be seen, I can be taken through the earth materials? Test us. The only thing is, you can't weigh it. Part of your leg will be on the top of the mountain and the rest of you down in the cave. It will be fantastic to see how fast you generate the leg you missed on top of the mountain. But this is now a reality, as the Frenchman felt the push of the soul, of the physicality of the journey. I, as I always say, welcome you to the new world of science, technology, and understanding of the creation of life on this planet. And I hope we'll see the end of all the miseries and mayhems of the human race.
Thank you, my dear Rick, for showing this video. Mesmerizing, beautiful. And I will say, beautiful souls, hold on. Take your positions. Call for it, this. And when, where, why, doesn't matter anymore. This is in the oneness. Wherever you are, we are all together. So here, this is the beauty and totality we are in. Cosmic, unicause. So hold on, my dear. Hold on this love. And nothing is far away. Traveling will be the happiest moment. So thank you. And we can skip the next slide if, or we can say, yeah, bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice, which is you, and world peace. So I will say, because there's a time wrap we have to do, but if there are any wishes from any beautiful souls, we are present. If there are any wishes, please, you are welcome.
We had a question sent through Telegram to me from a Dennis who is new to the 1P, 1N, 1R and doesn't know what 1P, 1N, 1R stands for. He saw the posts for the workshop, but didn't understand what for example, I posted a note, if you have a video or presentation to show in the 1P, 1N, 1R, please send it to a UC member beforehand for final confirmation. And bring the unsolved challenges of your nation or culture to the Universal Council for Souls to work to solve it. And so his question was, as for the unsolved challenges, where is one supposed to send the messages? And what's the 1P, 1N, 1R? What does it stand for? Well, I can answer that. Maybe you can answer about the where one is supposed to send the messages. The 1P, 1N, 1R simply is one planet, one nation, one race. And that's our shorthand for that workshop and that venue. So as for the unsolved challenges, where do we send the messages? Well, I guess generally you can contact any of the members of the Universal Council and send them the message, or you can bring it directly into our workshop here. And at this point in the workshop, that's what happens, is we can bring in those challenges of your community or of your country, of yourself even, and find a way to address those challenges in a soul-based manner. What else can we say about that?
Yes, my dear Rick, you are very truthful and right about these unsolved challenges. If you bring here, my dear beautiful souls, we will sort out together what should be done in the soul level and how can it be delivered in a way in the soul level to manifest. So bring your wish, bring your unsolved problems or condition. I will say, you have to be in this level of understanding that we are here to work together in the soul level, in the oneness. So welcome to the one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Beautiful soul, you are welcome here so much. Bring your wishes. Yes.
I'll note that this message came from, he's a member of the Keshe Russian knowledge team. So that's probably a good place to have some needs and wishes addressed.
Yes, of course.
Perhaps next week, Dennis, if you're listening, you can bring into either the Zoom workshop itself, the public Zoom room live link that's shown in the where you've seen the notice for today's show, and you can go in there directly, or you can contact someone from the Universal Council or myself, and I can forward it to them. Whatever you would like to bring into the workshop in terms of the needs and wishes of your community.
Yes, of course. Thank you, my dear Rick. This is what you can do, my dear Dennis. Please do come and say your wish. Say what you want to say from your heart and soul. Thank you. Thank you so much. Rick, if there is no sharing or there is, I mean, like that, then we can go to the next slide. Or is there any wish or question? Oh, here we are, here to serve, not to be served. The key for all that is love, the universal council. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute, welcome, 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 suswagatam to the beautiful energy, beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. This is Shweta Anwar. Here you see Universal Council, Hindi language. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, thank you very much, Shweta, and members of the Universal Council and others who shared, such as Herbert today and others that asked questions. Thank you, everybody, for being here today for the 246th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, November 1st, 2022. Our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which comes up Wednesday starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time. I note the time difference now is, for example, where I am in Pacific time, it's an hour difference with the Central European time change that just occurred, whereas the Pacific time won't change for another week or so. So check your local times wherever you happen to be to confirm that's 7 a.m. Central European time, not 7 a.m. Central European summer time. So change your clocks accordingly, your time reference. So that means for Pacific time that the workshop will start instead of 10 p.m. today and Tuesday, it will be at 11 p.m. Okay, and that Keshe Plasma Reactor Group is open to anyone who's interested in furthering their knowledge of the plasma technology. And we're open to all topics and try to convert them into plasma in one way or another. Okay, what else do we have? I think TV Galactica is on tonight, so far as I know. That will be, I believe, at 10 p.m. Central European time, and that's with Marie, and available on YouTube and Facebook. I believe you can check in there to participate. Okay, I think that's it for announcements.
One thing to announce, my dear galactic being. What about some dance in this traveling?
Okay, that's your cue. That's for sure.
Thank you. Clap, clap,
Thank
and
you,
dance.
Shweta.
Thank you.
Time to kick up your shoes and do
Arriba.
playing and dancing. Yep. Okay, thanks everyone for being here today, and we'll see you in the next public teaching workshop, if not before. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for all today.